Welcome, fellow truth seekers, to another chilling episode of Echoes of the Past, where we dive deep into the history of some of the most haunted locations in the world. Tonight, we unravel the secrets of America's oldest standing brick dwelling, a place so steeped in darkness and tragedy that some say the spirits still walk its grounds. Welcome to the Bacon's Castle, located in quiet, rural landscape of Surry County, Virginia. Welcome, campers, to the Friday Night Campfire Stories, where the lines between history and horror is blurred beyond recognition. I'm your host, Rob, and this is Echoes of the Past. This is a series where we uncover the twisted, terrifying tales hidden within some of the most haunted locations in the world. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a journey into the darkness. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Tonight, we will dive deep into our exploration of the Bacon's Castle, so grab a blanket, turn down the lights, and prepare yourself for a tale that you soon won't forget. But before we can truly understand the hauntings that plague the castle, we must first uncover its history, and it's a long and bloody one. Built in 1665 by a wealthy planter and merchant named Arthur Allen, Bacon's Castle is a stunning, yet foreboding example of the Jacobean architecture. Its towering triple-stacked chimneys, curvilinear gables, and grand brick facade make it a rare sight in America, with the design elements more commonly found in 17th century England than colonial Virginia. The structure itself is surrounded by lush fields and thick woods. A beautiful, yet isolated location. But this land held stories of its own long before the castle bricks were laid. The land had once become inhabited by indigenous people, their presence now only lingering in the whispers of the wind that rustle the leaves. Some believe the energy of the land itself may have set a stage for the darkness that followed. Arthur Allen was a powerful man, owning vast tracts of land and building this grand mansion as a testament to his wealth and influence. It was not merely a home, but a symbol of prominence in Virginia colony. And for a decade, it stood peacefully as Allen's brick house. But in 1676, everything changed. A rebellion, led by a man named Nathaniel Bacon, would turn the house's purpose on its head and leave scars behind that some say are still felt today. Now you might be wondering, who was Nathaniel Bacon? And what exactly was the Bacon Rebellion? Well, let's dive into that. Nathaniel Bacon was a wealthy planter who grew increasingly frustrated with the colonial government of Virginia under Governor William Berkeley. Corruption, high tax, and the lack of protection from Native American raids were pushing the colony's lower class to their breaking point. Bacon rallied a force of disgruntled settlers and servants, promising them protection and justice. In 1676, Bacon's forces launched a series of attacks against the Native American tribes, and when Governor Berkeley condemned these actions, Bacon turned his wrath against the colonial government itself. His rebellion became a full-fledged uprising, with Bacon's followers seizing control of various parts of Virginia, including the Arthur Allen Mansion. For several months, the rebels used this mansion as their stronghold, marking it forever with violence and conflict of the rebellion. It was during this time that Allen's brick house became known as Bacon's Castle, a name that has persisted for centuries. Though Nathaniel Bacon himself died later that year, the rebellion left the colony shaken and the house tarnished by its association with violence and betrayal. Whether the bloodshed and desperation of those days left a supernatural stain on the property remains a matter of speculation, but it certainly wouldn't be the last time gripping darkness gripped these walls. The aftermath of the Bacon Rebellion left its own mark not just on the colony, but on Bacon Castle itself. Once the rebellion was quelled and the rebels driven out, Arthur Allen's family reclaimed their estate. Arthur Allen II, the son of the original builder, restored the mansion to its former glory. Yet, the reputation of the house as a rebel stronghold had already solidified, and some claimed the spirits of the fallen rebels lingered within its walls, forever tied to the cause they were fighting for. Over the centuries, the mansion passed through generations of the Allen family and subsequent owners. It witnessed the horrors of the American Revolutionary War and the Civil War, both which ravaged the state of Virginia. Some believe that the blood spilled during these violent times only deepened the curse upon the castle. In the 1800s, the house was expanded, with various owners making renovations that altered its original design. During the Civil War, Union soldiers reportedly used the property, though documentation remains unclear. Still, many speculate that the disturbance of the land by the soldiers and the deaths associated with wartime unrest contributed to the hauntings that would later be reported. By the 20th century, Bacon's Castle had been largely forgotten by the public. Its grandiose architecture, once a symbol of wealth and power, had decayed into something far more sinister looking, abandoned and neglected. The house's eerie appearance only fueled by tales of the ghost and strange happenings. But in 1973, Preservation Virginia acquired the property and began the painstaking process of restoring the house to its original grandeur. Today, Bacon's Castle serves as a museum open to the public, boasting the title of the oldest brick dwelling in America. But not all visitors come seeking history alone. Some come searching the restless spirits that are said to haunt its grounds. Now, let's talk about the ghost, and let me tell you, the reports are chilling. Visitors and staff alike have reported countless unexplained occurrences. Shadowy figures are said to appear and disappear at will, their forms gliding down the hallways or standing silently in the doorways before fading into nothingness. Cold spots plague certain rooms, even on the hottest days of summer, and the sensation of being watched has left many visitors uneasy. One of the most well-documented apparitions is that of a woman, believed by some to be a former servant or relative of the Allen family. She's often seen gazing out the upstairs windows or wandering the grounds as if searching for something or someone. Others claim to have heard disembodied voices murmuring from empty rooms, conversations spoken in tones too low to understand, but unmistakably there. Some paranormal investigators have captured EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, whispers and groans that seem to plead for help, and other ominous signs. Doors are said to open and close on their own, objects move without explanation. The faint smell of burning tobacco sometimes wafts through the rooms where no one has smoked for centuries. Perhaps the most terrifying of all is the poltergeist activity. Some guests have reported being touched or even shoved by an unseen force. There are tales of children's laughter echoing through the halls despite no children being present. And of course, there's the footsteps. Heavy, deliberate footsteps that seem to follow visitors from room to room, even when no one else is around. And then there's the cellar. The basement of the Bacon's Castle is said to be the most haunted part of the property. The oppressive atmosphere down there is enough to make even the bravest souls feel uneasy. Paranormal researchers have reported encountering a malevolent energy, a force so dark it leaves them gasping for air. Is this presence connected to the violence of the Bacon's rebellion? Or could it be something even older, something tied to the land itself? What causes these hauntings? Is it the anguish of centuries past, forever etched into the bricks of this cursed mansion, or something darker, something that has always been there, waiting for those foolish enough to seek out? Let's look into some of the theories of the castle. Let's start with the most common theory, the souls of the rebels who took over the house during the Bacon's rebellion. Many believe their tragic end left an imprint upon the castle's very foundation, as if the violence and betrayal of 1676 stained the bricks with something more than just blood. Then there's the Allen family members. Generations of Allens lived here and died here. Some say the apparition of the woman seen peering from the upstairs window could be a grieving wife or daughter, forever bound to her beloved home. Others speculate that it could be a servant who lived and labored here in her life and continues to do so even in death. Echoes of their daily routine replayed endlessly like a broken record. But what if the hauntings aren't tied to the house's history at all? but rather the land itself. Before the Allens built their grandiose mansion, this area was home to indigenous tribes. It is possible that disturbing the sacred land has brought forth a vengeful spirit, lashing out at those who dare to trespass upon its domain. But not all theories are so easily explained. Some investigators have proposed the existence of something much darker residing within the Bacon's castle, mainly the basement or the cellar. A malevolent energy tied to not any human event, but rather the energy of the location itself. Shadow figures have been reported on numerous occasions, not fleeting glances of spirits lost to a time, but the creatures of pure darkness, with intelligence and malice behind their movements. Could it be that something was drawn from the bloodshed and torment of Bacon's rebellion? Something that has grown stronger over centuries. Others theorize the presence of a powerful poltergeist, a force born from pain and misery of those who once inhabited the mansion. Its malevolent nature manifesting as violent outbursts, cold touches, and disembodied growls echoing through the night. So what truly haunts the Bacon's castle? Is it tortured souls of the rebellion who once seized this house as their own? The spirits of the Allen family forever tied to the ancestral home? The echoes of enslaved servants or indigenous spirits seeking retribution? Or perhaps something far more sinister? A darkness that feeds off the fear and curiosity of those who dare to enter. Ultimately, the answer remains elusive. Bacon's castle continues to stand, its brick walls a testament to centuries of pain, loss, and perhaps something beyond our understanding. Visitors come and go, seeking thrills and enlightenment, but few leave unchanged. For when you walk through those shadowed halls, you're not just exploring history, you're attempting whatever resides within it. Just remember, not all echoes from the past are meant to be disturbed. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Echoes of the Past. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the terrifying history of Bacon's Castle, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to tap that notification bell so you never miss a single story. I make 3 full-length videos every single week. On Mondays, we explore haunted locations right here on Echoes of the Past. On Wednesdays, I dive into the chilling true crime cases in my series Far From Fiction. And Friday, of course, you can gather around the namesake of the channel, the Friday Night Campfire Stories, where I share my own terrifying tales. Speaking of which, this Friday we will be wrapping up my original horror story, Apparition. It's a conclusion that you won't want to miss, so make sure you've caught up on the first 3 episodes that are already up on the channel before the big finale this Friday. And if you're looking for more bone-chilling stories, be sure to check out my book, A Perfect Journey Through Villainous Eyes, which is available now on Amazon and is the top link in the description. And until next time, as always, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.